Hey, hey, welcome to Scratching with Steve. I guess, I don't know. Apparently that's the new title. Hey, I'm gonna show you a couple tricks. Today is gonna be movement. So let's go into Scratch and create a new project. And what we're gonna do, there's a couple different ways of doing movement in Scratch. So one is you can just push the key and move the mouse. I guess this is a cat. So they have this move block, and you can see if I drag it in here, and if I just double click, the mouse will move, and he's kind of going off the side. So if I want, I can also say change my X, so everything on here is an XY coordinate. So if I change the X by 10, I can go that way. Or if I change my X by -10, I can double click it and have them go the other way. And then the same thing with move. I can actually, move works by just whichever way they're facing, and they'll move that way. So I like using it by XY coordinates just because that gives me precision over it. So what I'm going to do is go over here and choose, oh, this is hidden behind my thing. I wonder if I can move this out of the way. Can I move this? Oh, this is going to be frustrating. When the arrow key is pressed, I'm going to say when you click on the right arrow, change the X position, so move to the right by 10. So that'll go to the right. So now when I run this code, and I'm just going to press the right arrow key, you can see our sprite moving. And that's what this guy's called. He's called a sprite. That's a computer term. Let's do the same thing for when I move. I want to go left. So I hit the left arrow, and I can go into motion, and I can change my X by -10. Okay, and so now if I run this code right here, by pressing the left arrow, and so I can do the right arrow and the left arrow and move my character around. So this kind of movement's nice for like walking through a maze or something like that, but I find it's a little clunky, and so the cat just ends up step, 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 and I want a more fluid movement to it. So let me show you how to do that. If I go into here, what we have to do is run the code. And what I'm going to do is when you click the green button, I'm just going to have it always check to see whether or not a key is pressed. And if that key is pressed, then move in that direction. So I put in this forever loop under control, and then I put in a check that says if something happens, what is that? Well, if the arrow key is pressed, so if I say key right arrow is pressed, and let me make this so you can see it a little better. If the right arrow is pressed, I'm going to change by 10. And then what I can do is I can do the exact same thing, and I can say if the left arrow is pressed, I'm going to move it to the left. So I have to switch this from space to the left arrow, and I'm just going to steal this code over here. So, and I can change it by -10. So if I get rid of my old code, I just drop it over here on the side. When I do this, I click on it, and it's waiting and it's listening in a way for me to push the arrow keys. So if I push the arrow keys, now I get this nice movement. And what you can do is add in up or down and so forth. And that when you change the Y values on that. So that's a great way to handle movement in Scratch.